Hello, this is Berhane Selassie. The topic of this video is modalism, also known as oneness theology, the doctrine that the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit are simply one person, whereas Trinitarianism says there's three persons that share one will, one divine substance. This will emphasize the New Testament. We'll look at words Jesus said about him and his Father to get the relationship. This video will not cover the Holy Spirit. That was already the topic of another video. The first verse we're going to look at is Matthew 10:23, where Jesus says, "Everyone, therefore, that shall confess me before men, I will also confess him before my Father who is in heaven." So what do we take from this? Jesus is referring to his Father in the third person. He's referring to him as a Father. That means Jesus is the Son. So how could a Father and Son actually be the same person? And why would he address him in such a manner? Also, it is interesting, he says, who is in heaven. Um, but anyway, let's scroll down. Matthew 11:27. All things are delivered to me by my Father, and no one knows the Son but the Father, neither doth anyone know the Father but the Son, and he to whom it shall please the Son to reveal him. So how can we say the Father and Son are the same person if the Son claims exclusive knowledge of the Father and vice versa, and that only the Son can reveal the Father? Um, anyway, let's look at John 8:54. Jesus answered, "If I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father that glorifieth me, of whom you say that he is your God." Now, if Jesus is the Father, there would be a problem here, because Jesus would be glorifying himself, so his glory would be nothing. So in oneness theology, this whole verse would essentially uh, make Jesus lack glory. But since oneness theology isn't true, that they're separate persons, we can say that the Father glorifies the Son. Anyway, let's go on to John 10. Um, this commandment I have received of my Father. This is another Trinitarian concept, is that the source of the Trinity is the Father. Not that the Son has a beginning or the Holy Spirit has a beginning, but they all come from the Father, come out of the Father. And so, likewise, the command, like doctrines and stuff like that, or all this teaching originally has its source with the Father. Anyway, let's look at this other verse, John 14:23. Jesus answered and said to him, "Whoever loves me will keep my word, and my Father will love him, and we will come to him and make our dwelling with him. Whoever does not love me and does not keep my words, yet the word you hear is not mine, but that of the Father who sent me." So what we take from this is that Jesus is referring to himself and the Father as a we. That's the first person plural. So that means there's more than one person involved here. It's two at least. Jesus can't say we make our dwelling if he's if Jesus is the Father. Furthermore, he can't say Jesus is simply referring to himself as a human being, or I should say as a human, and referring to the divine nature, because the human nature cannot make their dwelling in a person. That's only something that the Spirit can do in God. So what does this mean? It's Jesus is God, and that the Father is not the Son, and the Son is not the Father, because they both make their dwelling within this particular person. Now let's look at go back to John 5. It says, "Nor does the Father judge anyone, but he has given all judgment to his Son, so that all may honor the Son just as they honor the Father. Whoever does not honor the Son does not honor the Father who sent him." So what do we take from here? It says the Father does not judge anyone, but the Son judges. All judgment was given to the Son. So if you say the Son is the Father, then this verse would be wrong, and the Father does judge everyone. That all judgment is of the Father. So this would essentially nullify the whole purpose of this statement. And I mean, that would make no sense if Jesus is the Father for him to be the judge. Um, then we also have other verses in the Gospels that say Jesus comes from the chest of the Father, the bosom of the Father. But anyway, I think that's more than sufficient to show that Jesus is not the Father and the Father is not the Son. That's why we have the terms Father and Son, that the Son comes from the Father. But anyway, this is Hmself, the Orthodox Catholic. God bless. Good night.